Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Gashis Kaman TV. Ndindi Nyoro came out guns blazing. Ndindi Nyoro came out and badly attacked William Samoei Ruto. And this attack, this tackle, is very, very significant politically speaking. Ndindi Nyoro has been a close ally of William Samoei Ruto for many years. Ndindi Nyoro understands William Samoei Ruto. And Ndindi Nyoro has worked with William Samoei Ruto for quite a good time. And when Ndindi Nyoro speaks, then we have to believe, because as you have always said, that when the crocodile comes and tells us that the hippo is sick, we cannot doubt, because they live in waters. Ladies and gentlemen, before I give a critical analysis about this take by Ndindi Nyoro, I want you to watch very carefully what Ndindi Nyoro is saying here.
For us as a country, as we do the budgeting for our country, we may afford to cheat other people outside, but I have never seen a lie where you can cheat yourself. Sijawahi ona kitu ambayo wewe ati utajidanganya na uamini. The reason I'm saying that is this. Tuko na bajeti kama ya elimu. Pesa ya capitation katika ile budget ililetwa na National Treasury katika bunge. Pesa ya capitation was not enough. Ya primary school, ya secondary schools. It wasn't enough. But even more astonishing, pesa ya examination, there was nothing. It was zero. Sasa wakajaribu wakafanya ukarabati kidogo. Ile capitation haikuwa inatosha, wakakata zaidi bilioni 5. Ikapelekwa katika atidio ya examinations. And examinations in Kenya require 11 billion Kenya shillings. So I want to request the policy makers in this country, let us not make a budget of lying to ourselves and lying to our development partners. Tunataka tutengeneza bajeti ambayo tunaonekana hatukopi sana, but we are just postponing the problem. When we give examinations 5 billion shillings, and we know all of us, ya kwamba exams Kenya, it will require 11 billion Kenya shillings. We are just telling the invigilators, and we are just telling those who will be marking, that there is no money to pay them. That's basically what we are saying. Budget ya 11 billion inafaa kuwa ya exam. Umepeana hauko hata umeweka hata dururu. Sasa imewekwa ingine 5 billion instead of 11. That is barely enough only to buy the papers for exams. And therefore it means there is no money for invigilators, and there is no money for the workforce that will be marking our exams. Why can't we make a budget that we can live with for the entire of the year? That is my question.
Please subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. And for our viewers, please like the video at this juncture and leave a comment. Ladies and gentlemen, what does this mean to the politics of this nation? What does this mean as far as politics are concerned? Number one, it means that contrary to what many people have been thinking, that Ndindi Nyoro has not left William Samoei Ruto. There is a serious fallout between William Samoei Ruto and Ndindi Nyoro. And this means that Ndindi Nyoro cannot support William Samoei Ruto. Ndindi Nyoro cannot agree to support William Samoei Ruto for a second term. It means that Ndindi Nyoro does not support the policies of the government. Because when you look at whatever he's talking here, he is actually giving a fact by fact about William Samoei Ruto and his policies. So William Samoei Ruto should forget Ndindi Nyoro. And you remember, Ndindi Nyoro is one person who never campaigned in his Kiharu constituency. He is one person who never put any one poster to campaign. But he was actually elected with a landslide. He won the election. And this is one person who was very close to his opponent. And it was very, very funny that the person who was opposing him was also very, very close to him. But they worked very, very closely. And they did not show any kind of enmity. Ladies and gentlemen, the second thing you can say about this is that Ndindi Nyoro is working with Rigathi Gachagua. Ndindi Nyoro is in opposition. that one is very, very clear. If you look at Ndindi Nyoro, you agree with me that Ndindi Nyoro has never attacked Rigathi Gachagua. Show me one clip when Ndindi Nyoro is attacking Rigathi Gachagua. Ndindi Nyoro never even voted to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. He abstained. He refused. And even when William Samoei Ruto called him to go and impeach Rigathi Gachagua, he said, I cannot take a knife and end the political career of my elder brother. So this is what it means. And if Ndindi Nyoro is going to join Akina Rigathi Gachagua, then you agree with me that the politics of this nation will never be the same again. I can foresee a situation where Ndindi Nyoro, because he has been working very closely with Babu, I can foresee a situation when these guys are going to join the opposition, when these guys are going to join Akina Kalonzo's team. And if that happens, there will be no need of elections, ladies and gentlemen. The three most important points that Ndindi Nyoro is telling us, and this one is shocking, ladies and gentlemen, that William Samoei Ruto believes in his own lies. What does that mean? If you lies too much, finally, you end up believing in the same lies. And when he says that the government believes in its own lies, he's talking about William Samoei Ruto. When he says that what the government has been saying, it is actually very, very funny. And this is the man who has worked very, very closely with William Samoei Ruto. And this is the person who is telling us that the president believes in his own lies. So Kenyans, mabo si mazuri if that is the case. Because whatever William Samoei Ruto is saying is not likely to change. And I think in the fullness of time, many people are going to validate Ndindi Nyoro's point. Something else that comes out of this clip is Ndindi Nyoro's value for education. As we talk today, Kiharu is one of the areas where parents are not complaining about education. Simply because Ndindi Nyoro is able to actually allocate the national government constituency development funds to day schools, and the parents are only required to pay 1,000. This is very, very encouraging. When you look at the education infrastructure, you look at the schools, you look at the classrooms, it is something that is admirable. And I have seen some leaders trying to accuse Ndindi Nyoro that he had been allocating more money in his constituency than any other constituency. And when you look at the current situation of education system, ladies and gentlemen, you agree with me that we no longer have free education. Kibaki's dream has gone up in flame. Kibaki's dream of having free primary, free day secondary education is up in flame because William Samoei Ruto has introduced a system that is not working. He has introduced a system where the parents are even supposed to pay money for whatever, for exams. And you see, William Samoei Ruto seems to be pushed to do things that are supposed to be done by the government. Education, as per the Basic Education Act, is supposed to be compulsory and free, and nobody should argue about this. So Ndindi Nyoro values education, and Ndindi Nyoro has aligned himself with Kibaki's policy. And this one is a warning to Kenyans. I think here Ndindi Nyoro is warning Kenyans that our education, ni kuisha inaisha. Our education system is collapsing. We are busy killing the education system, and we are laughing, trying to chukua pesa hapa unapeleka pale, zui pale. You see, it is very, very funny. And then what we can say about all this is that Ndindi Nyoro is one person who disapproves William Samoei Ruto's policies. The other day he was talking about the way we have been borrowing money for workers to build roads. The way we have been borrowing more loan to pay loan with higher interest. And this one makes nonsense of Ritonomics. And therefore, Ndindi Nyoro is one person who you should always listen when he talks. I don't know why Ndindi Nyoro has not actually come out very strongly and join the opposition. Maybe he's buying time, or maybe he's planning to have a different party and maybe join the other leaders while he has his own party. But this one, I think, may not work very well for him because already there are enough parties, especially from where he comes from. I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen, but from where I sit, Ndindi Nyoro has told the country how things are. Please enjoy your Sabbath and have a blessed Saturday. Bye-bye.